Picture a world buzzing with vibrant life where tiny miracles unfold every day. This is the world of pollinators. These tireless workers, from the humble honeybee to the exotic hummingbird, play a pivotal role in maintaining the biodiversity of our planet. They flutter, fly, or flit from flower to flower, transferring pollen and ensuring the continuation of plant species. Without these industrious creatures, our world would be a far less colorful and fruitful place. But how can you invite these vital creatures into your own backyard? Let's dive into the art of crafting a pollinator paradise. Now, creating a haven for these buzzing buddies involves more than just planting a few flowers. It's about building a welcoming environment, a space that caters to their needs and encourages them to visit. Think of it as throwing a party. You wouldn't just toss out some snacks and hope for the best, right? You'd carefully select the menu, create a comfortable atmosphere, and provide amenities to keep your guests happy. In the same way, a pollinator-friendly garden requires thoughtful planning. You'll need to consider the types of plants, the layout of your garden, and even the availability of water and shelter. This may sound like a daunting task, but don't worry, we'll guide you through each step of the process. With a bit of planning and care, you can transform your garden into a paradise for pollinators. The first step in attracting pollinators is choosing the right plants. And why is that? Well, it's because the right plants are the bedrock of a thriving pollinator garden. They're the primary source of food for pollinators such as butterflies, bees, hummingbirds, and more. When it comes to selecting the right plants, native species are your best bet. These are the plants that local pollinators have evolved with, and they're naturally adapted to your region's climate, soil, and other environmental conditions. They offer a banquet of nectar and pollen that your local pollinators can't resist. Plus, they're often more resistant to pests and disease, which means less maintenance for you. Now you might be thinking, I'll just plant a bunch of the same native flowers and call it a day. Well, not so fast. Variety is just as important as being native. Different pollinators are attracted to different types of flowers. Some are drawn to big, showy blooms, while others prefer smaller, more inconspicuous ones. Some love a particular color, and some are all about the sweet nectar. And it's not just about variety in plant species. You also want to think about variety in bloom times. If all your plants bloom in the spring, what are your pollinators going to eat in the summer and fall? To keep them coming back, aim for a mix of plants that bloom at different times throughout the year. That way your garden is always serving up something tasty. Think of your garden as a buffet for pollinators. Just like you wouldn't want to eat the same thing every day, neither do they. By offering a wide range of native plants that bloom at various times, you'll keep your buzzing, fluttering, and humming guests well-fed and happy. So the next time you're at the nursery or browsing online plant catalogs, remember to choose a variety of native plants that bloom throughout the seasons. Your pollinators will thank you, and so will the ecosystem. Remember, diversity is key when it comes to creating a buffet for your buzzing guests. But providing food is only half the battle. Pollinators also need a place to live. Let's delve into the fascinating world of creating habitats for our buzzing, fluttering friends. This task isn't as daunting as it might seem. With a little creativity and an understanding of what pollinators need, you can create an oasis that they'll be more than happy to call home. Consider this: every creature needs a safe place to rest, to breed, to shelter from the elements. Pollinators are no different. For example, many bees and butterflies prefer to lay their eggs on specific plants, while others seek out tiny crevices or undergrowth to hide from predators. One of the most effective strategies is to leave some areas of your garden a little wild. This means resisting the urge to tidy up every fallen leaf or cut back every overgrown bush. These natural cluttered areas can provide excellent habitat for a wide range of insects. Next, think about adding some man-made shelters. Birdhouses, bat boxes, and insect hotels can offer a safe haven for many species. These can be bought or made, and can be as simple or as elaborate as you like. Remember, it's not about aesthetics for the pollinators, it's about functionality. A word of caution though. While we're making our gardens more inviting, it's crucial to avoid the use of pesticides. These can be harmful or even fatal to many types of pollinators. Instead, try to embrace the balance of nature. Yes, there may be a few pests, but there will also be ladybugs, spiders, and birds to keep them in check. Lastly, don't forget about providing nesting materials. Some pollinators like to build their homes from natural materials such as twigs, leaves, and mud. By leaving a small pile of these materials in a corner of your garden, you can provide them with the building blocks they need. By creating a welcoming habitat, you're not just attracting pollinators, you're giving them a reason to stay. So, let's get out there. roll up our sleeves, and start creating those habitats. Our pollinators are counting on us. Like all living creatures, pollinators need water and a safe environment. Shaping your garden into a pollinator paradise must account for these two crucial elements. Just as we humans need water to survive, so too do our winged friends. But it's not just about providing water, it's about ensuring it's accessible and clean. You might be wondering, how do I do that? Well, it's simpler than you think. You can create shallow water sources using bird baths or small dishes filled with water. Remember to place a few stones or twigs in the water, so the pollinators have something to land on while they drink. This will prevent them from drowning. It's also essential to change the water frequently to prevent the breeding of mosquitoes and keep the water fresh. Now, let's talk about safety. A garden free of pesticides is the first step towards a safe haven for pollinators. Although these chemicals may protect your plants from pests, they can be lethal to pollinators. Instead, consider organic and pollinator-friendly alternatives. Companion planting, for instance, involves growing certain plants together to naturally deter pests. Yet safety isn't just about what you put in your garden, it's also about what's around it. Be aware of potential hazards like windows and cars that could harm flying pollinators. You can help by adding decals to windows or placing feeders and plants away from high traffic areas. Creating a safe environment also extends to providing shelter. Consider leaving some areas of your garden a bit wild. A pile of leaves, a fallen log, or even a patch of bare ground can offer crucial nesting and overwintering spots for many pollinators. In essence, a pollinator-friendly garden is about more than just flowers and plants. It's about creating a holistic environment that caters to the needs of these vital creatures. By providing clean water, minimizing the use of harmful chemicals, and considering the physical layout of your space, you are doing more than just attracting pollinators. By considering these factors, your garden will not just be a pit stop for pollinators but a safe haven. Creating a pollinator-friendly garden is not just beneficial for the environment, but also for you. The perks of a bustling pollinator paradise in your backyard are plentiful, and they go beyond the joy of contributing to a healthier planet. For starters, pollinators increase your garden's productivity. Be it fruit-bearing trees, vegetable gardens, or flowering plants, pollinators like bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds help boost the yields. You'll be amazed at the bountiful harvests, all thanks to these little workers. Secondly, these natural pollinators act as an efficient pest control system. Certain pollinators, like wasps and certain types of beetles, help keep pests at bay, reducing the need for harmful pesticides. But perhaps the most delightful benefit of a pollinator-friendly garden is the simple pleasure of observing these creatures. Watching a butterfly flit from flower to flower, or a bee busily collecting nectar, can be a source of endless fascination. It's a window into a world often overlooked, a world that's vital for our survival. Imagine sipping your morning coffee as the sun rises and your garden comes alive with the hum of bees, the flutter of butterflies, and the darting of hummingbirds. It's not just a garden anymore, it's a vibrant ecosystem, a thriving, living painting that changes with each passing moment. With your help, your backyard can become a buzzing, fluttering testament to the beauty of nature. Transforming your garden into a pollinator paradise is a journey, but one that's worth every step. Let's recap what we've learned today. We've discovered how to choose the right plants, those that provide nectar, pollen, and habitats for a variety of pollinators. We've delved into creating a suitable habitat, ensuring our gardens offer shelter and nesting and breeding spaces for these amazing creatures. We've also explored how to provide water sources and take safety measures to protect our pollinator friends. We've seen the joy a pollinator-friendly garden can bring, not just to us, but to the world around us. Remember, each step you take towards creating a pollinator paradise is a step towards a healthier ecosystem. By creating a haven for pollinators, you're not just cultivating a beautiful garden, but also contributing to a healthier planet. So why wait? Start your journey to a pollinator paradise today.